Hey guys, Rob here today. So today we got another RDA review to do, and this RDA I did get from angelcigs.com, and I did get this RDA for $15 off their website. And this RDA is called the Onslaught RDA. I do have the black ring on this right now, but it does say Onslaught right there, but we'll get up on the close on this. Now, I did get this once again from angelcigs.com for $15. This did come with all three sets. I do have the brass, the copper, and the black airflow adjustment rings. So it did come with all three. It came with a box, and this is the iVogo style for the Onslaught clone. So let's go ahead and dive down on the table and let's check this bad boy out. So okay guys, here we are down at the table with the iVogo Onslaught from angelcigs. Now this is the box that it did come with, and as you can tell it says iVogo on there, and it does say Onslaught on this side, iVogo, and everything else. And it also says with 3 color decorative rings. So let's go ahead and open this up here, and as you can tell it did come with this nice little packet of wick right here. You got this wick, and then you also comes with some spare O-rings, a screwdriver, and some Kanthal wire right there. Alright, and there you go. Now there is the rings. You got your brass ring, your copper ring, and then you do have your black ring. Now I have been running this in the black ring mode only. I have not used the copper and the brass because I actually do like the way that the black ring looks on the RDA. So go ahead and pull this out, and here's up close. You can see you do have the logos right up there. Right there, as you can see, and then you also have it on the other side also. Alright, so this is stainless steel. This is a 22mm device right here, and it does have the stainless steel on the top, and the deck is also stainless steel, and then you also do have your writing on the bottom. It says fabrication, PSY WAP fabrications, and it does have a serial number, which this one is 1451, as you can see right there. So this is supposed to be a 1-to-1 clone. I've never had the original, so I just go by pictures. It looks pretty much 1-to-1 to me. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this apart here. I do have a build in this, which I am not going to take this out. I did just stick that in there not too long ago. Alright, so it does have 2 nice O-rings. Your top cap does fit on quite nicely. It does take a little bit to pull off, so that is good. You don't have to worry about the top cap falling off. So you do have that, and then you also do have your ring, and you do have a O-ring also on the top part of the cap. And then as you can tell, you got all your airflow adjustments here. Now you can run this in single, dual, or tri-coil mode, which you got your 4 posts here. You got 1 center for your hot, and then 3 grounds, so you can run this in tri, which I do have a tri-coil in there right now as we speak. Alright, so you do have your smaller holes for your smaller, if you want to get more flavor, and you got a little bit smaller there, so you can adjust this to basically however you want. So you can have single coil, dual coil, tri-coil, and then you can adjust the airflow holes. You don't have to take this off. You can actually adjust the airflow holes as you go around. So it's a real nice little RDA for the airflow adjustments, and it's pretty easy to adjust your airflow holes right there. I have been running this in tri-coil only, and I do have all the holes wide open, but you can go smaller holes. So let's go ahead and put this deck here on my box mod, homemade box mod. We'll put that on there, and as you can tell right there, these are flat tip head screws and or nut. styles. So you can actually thread these down with your fingers. Now the holes on this, you probably can't really see them, but they're not made for smaller wires. The grounding post right there, if you put 2 small wires on there, it'll thread all the way down. I almost have 2 small of wire in here as it is. As you can tell, I had to screw these all the way down to the post right there, and it just barely made connection. So it does work. All 3 do hits real nice. It's a nice little RDA, fires real well. So yeah, and it does have a nice little well, and it is nice and deep, so it does hold quite a bit of juice. If we look on their website, it does say it will hold, it doesn't say on their website how much juice it will hold, but take it from me, it will hold quite a bit of juice. It has a nice little deep well. And I do recommend using a little bit bigger gauge wire. I believe this is a tri-coil with 26 gauge, 5 wraps at 25 at 26 gauge. Yeah, no, it's yeah, 5 or 6 wraps with 26 gauge, coming in at about 0.4 ohms right here. Somewhere around there. It might be a little bit lower, 0.3 or something like that. So yeah, this is basically the way it came. Let's go ahead and get some more juice. This is juice I made myself. It's a little raspberry cotton candy with about, I don't know, I'd say about 80% VG. So let's go ahead and get that all juiced up again. As you can tell, it hits real nice. Now this has been a nice little RDA. It does have good, decent flavor, and it does produce some good clouds. Now it did not come with a drip tip, as you can tell. When I pulled that out of the box, it did not come with a drip tip. So I do have my own little Delrin drip tip. I put my own drip tip on it. Go ahead and put that back on. So let's go ahead and bring this back up, vape on a little bit more, and talk a little bit more about it. So as you guys can tell, plenty of vapor production with all 3 air holes wide open and a tri-coil build in this. And like I say, I do believe this is somewhere around 0.3 ohm, 0.4 ohm coil build here for the tri-coil. And I gotta say, this is a real nice little RDA. It does have real decent flavor production along as well as a cloud production or vapor production. Now, it's good for both worlds. You get, like I say, a little bit of vapor and a little bit of flavor. So it's an RDA that's real good for both worlds right there. As you can tell, it is producing. This is about an 80% VG juice that I'm vaping here. So alright guys, that was the review of the Onslaught RDA. And do I recommend it? Yeah, I do recommend it, but you do need to, if you get the one from Angelcigs, I haven't tried any of the others, but if you get the one from Angelcigs, it does cost $15. And I do recommend using at least a 24 gauge or using a 26 twisted or 28 twisted, something like that, so the post will actually grab. With 26 gauge tri-coils, it did work, but I had to, the screws are all the way down to the tops of the nuts or the top of the bolts, so you will need to put a little bit bigger gauge wire in this for it to really get a good, so you don't have to really worry about it. But 26 gauge also does work. It's just the nuts or the bolts are all the way screwed down. So alright guys, I do recommend this. This is a nice little RDA, good for flavor and good for vapor production. Nice little airflow adjustments for single, dual, or tri-coil, and it is from iVogo, and they have been making some decent little RDAs. They made the K-Fun Mini, which was real good. I did a review on it. Real good little RDA there. So, alright guys, Till next time.